sir, ma'am, emergency. Please step aside, sir.
Hey, get lost. I'm waiting here, huh?
FBI, you might want to stay out of this, all right, sir? Excuse me, sir, ma'am, please, back off. All right, I need 8 double tall.
Been a little bit since I played that one, baby.
But it's got to fit, man. It's coffee night, baby. It's Monday. It's the Mando. There's some. This is the night for starting to stack the drinks up, man, for Wednesday.
I'm telling you, I am so absolutely over the moon excited for what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni got for us in The Mandalorian Season 3. And you have to wonder, Lane, is it possible that Mace Pancake will emerge to be more like French toast, fluffy and undamaged and healed in Boba's back to tank? Because, Lane, I got one statement for you, or one question for you. What you gonna do when Sam Jackson makes his way back in Disney Plus on you?
Gonna sigh really heavily. Then go get some schnapps and drink. Go get some schnapps and take a deep, deep, deep drink of some spiked Jawa juice.
Listen, you were killing me last week when you were like, Mace can't come back. I'm tired of them resurrecting these people. Can't we get a serious movie like Gone with the Wind or some crap? This is Star Wars!
I mean,
like Miracle on 34th Street. Come on.
Hey, I know Miracle on Sammy Street would be great, I guess, too.
That's right. Miracle on Sammy Street, whatever the hell street he fell on when he fell out the damn window, when he was like, he can't live. only.
Guys, now, if you want to know what you're in for tonight, you just got it in the first 30 seconds. But, yeah, well, hey, we all, you know what? What we want from Mando Season 3? We want solid storytelling and some surprises. That's
solid storytelling. Surprises. But Lane, what does the Hot Toys Wizard say about Mace Windu coming back in The Mandalorian Season 3?
I say no.
Well, let's see what the Wizards say. And I say yes.
I don't know. I would have probably wanted to hear more of the Hot Toys Wizard taking over TK FOMO Senator mode to see, because then he would have probably done. He would have still said yes, but he would have had it as a minute-long diatribe without actually answering the question.
Well, let me tell you something. When you say about you wanted the TK FOMO version, you bring up a good point about what this show tonight's going to be about. Hopefully, we get a few more guests who are going to join us here a little bit later in the show. Right now, you've got the Lane Kramer, you've got Aries Tarrington, and like he said about TK FOMO, with all these 2.0s that have been coming out, you have to wonder about TK FOMO, Lane. I mean, like, semi being serious.
Well, TK FOMO's already had like 3 different variations put out of him, so I mean, you have to wonder what else could possibly appear and what other forms could he take. We talk about the Hot Toys Wizard. TK FOMO is multifaceted in what he can do.
Multifaceted. And
there's your big, there is for you, the chat, there's your big vocabulary word for the week.
Well, and just
Hot Toys Wizard.
The Hot Toys Wizard. And of course, the Hot Toys Wizard believes, surely he believes, that the Ed Wood Starfighter is coming right on Wednesday. This Wednesday. Right on this Wednesday, maybe even Thursday morning. Hot Toys Wizard. Is it possible the Ed Wood Starfighter on Thursday morning?
And I say no.
Less than 1,000 Hot Toys collectors' voices all cry out at the same time. And no. But no, honestly, the end. I think if they do officially announce that, I think that may be more towards the end of the show. Like that'll be the big capper. You know, kind of like when they start their push, they're going to put Howie's going to put all the chips on the center there to say, I hope you guys are ready. We're going to, because, you know, that's going to be an expensive piece. He's like, here's all the chips to the center. Get ready because this is the start of the ride. I hope you are ready for what we got coming for you in limited quantities, but more.
Lane, you just segued that great because let's start this ride. You're all watching Six Scale Raw. More guests forthcoming. We're going to go ahead and take a look at this 2.0. We're going to take a look at this Paz Vizsla. We're going to get my thoughts. We're going to get Lane's thoughts. We're going to get the rest of the panel's thoughts. We're going to be talking about those other figures that have low stock remaining, low stock alerts on them. The Grand Inquisitor. We're going to talk about Reva. We're going to talk about their daddy, who is Darth Vader, DX28. Also got the low stock warning. Maybe it ties into this Paz Vizsla and then some of the other things we got to talk about here. Let's go ahead and dive into all of this right now.
All right, but this is the last time.
And what you gonna do when the Dark Jedi goes 6 scale raw on you? Look, Lane, how you doing, baby?
I am doing fantastic. That is still one of my favorite intros. Like your intro is still one of my favorites over like the last couple of years since you started, guys. I mean, it's nice, simple, but sets the stage, everything for the show. And man, as I told you backstage, I am excited, guys, to be here. I had so much fun last week on here with Brent, with Mr. Aries, with Lael showing up, with you guys all in the chat, of course, which we're going to get to you guys here in just a moment. I am so happy to be here again this week. And, you know, there's so much, the show we have been waiting for years now is just a couple days away.
It's just a couple days. I absolutely cannot wait. And here's the interesting thing, and I'm going to play it again because it's supposed to start right where this ended. Lane, right where this ended is where it's going to pick up on Wednesday night.
All right, but this is the last time.
Well, you know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. We're going to prove that Hot Toys winner Mario was wrong, and like how he's from the moment of hitting that button, he's going to speed jump, hyperspace jump directly onto Hot Toys Facebook page, saying with multiple pictures saying, "Here I am." Do you have Can you fit a 6-foot starfighter in your room, in your living room?
Well, let's say hi to some of the people in here, Lane, as we wait for, as we get going on this, and some of the other guests that are going to come in. The single songwriter, one of the brand new Cantina Insiders, is in the house, saying all the different Mandalorians from Hot Toys will be wild to have on display together. Songwriter, it's always great to have you in here, my friend. We also got Braden in here. The end one will drop, and John Jones will retake his throne. Well, if he's fighting Ciro Gon, he is a lock in my view. And you'll have to pick my brains sometimes, Braden. but there is no way in the world the Ciro Gon gets past John Bones Jones. He will take him to the ground, and he will. If you think Francis Ngannou had no problem taking him to the ground, all those rounds, Jones is the fight's over. I mean, I don't even know if I want to watch that one. Charlie the Unicorn. I still think the N1 days are numbered. Good to have you in here. Let's keep going through these. Clink is in here. AJ, greetings to you as well.
Welcome.
Yeah, and Laura's in here. What's going on, girl? Good to have you in here. Got a little dancing in there. Well, Lane, that's talking about my intro, and thank you so much for the high five on that, baby. Fives was right. You have to wonder if the Dark Jedi was right, if the Hot Toys Wizard is right. Are we going to get fives for the 20th anniversary of the Clone Wars?
They call him the Wizard.
RoboCop is on waitlist as well.
Yep.
So that may be part of a conversation. Was that new, Lane? Good to have you in here, 8-Bit.
Yeah, he was on going to go for a bit, but I think he just went this weekend or so. He finally went waitlisted or into last week. I had that guy actually on pre-order, the special edition, but I canceled him just because he wasn't going to fit what I was getting. Cool figure though. Like that's, Hot Toys in general has been giving us so much good stuff, whether you're Star Wars or a lot of different other things. But hey man, Waitlist has been coming to give us hugs like a lot this year. And since the end of last year,
they are, and I'm going to tie it into this Paz Vizsla because Songwriter says Paz Vizsla with the head sculpt for season 3 Mando. Do they call you this, Songwriter?
They call him the Wizard.
I'm going to give you all my thoughts on this Paz Vizsla. It may not be what you think. I mean, it may be where Lane and I are two peas in a pod in here. Braden, what is going on? Good to have you in here. Boba Fettuccini is in the house as well. The N1 is being announced. And what is up to you, James Pacqua in here also. Santiago is in here. Can't wait for this. Can't wait. So happy to be here and be here with you. The Fig Man. Paz never took his helmet off. No head sculpt. I'm right with you, even though the Black Series Fig Man does give you. The Black Series does give you Favreau's head sculpt. I don't think Hot Toys will do that. I just got the strangest damn feeling. And this kind of pisses me off a little bit. I just think that character is going. It's going to be dramatic. And, not everybody's going to live out of this season, Lane, with this Battle of Mandalore. I'm just telling you right now. And I think he's going to take his helmet off. And,
well, the guy who runs the show, we can't say they can't get we can't say they can't get the guy who voices the character to show up in armor, considering he's there pretty much.
You're going to get happy.
Yeah. Where he's pointed saying, get that there, get that light there, get this set up, and this is what your motivation is. He's there every day during the filming.
Absolutely. Collector number 1 says, remember to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button. Always good to have the collector number 1 in here. And hello to you, Patrick, another Cantina insider. Always good to have you in here, my friend. And another insider, Eric Henke as well, ready for the N1 announcement. An OG fan. When Star Wars was just Star Wars, always great to have OG fan in here. OG fan, you have to wonder, are you sitting at table 10 with Boba Fett? And how many 2.0s, 3.0s, 20.0s, 30.0s are we going to get of this one right here, baby?
I'm Boba Fett.
How many Boba Fetts are we going to get?
That's enough. You get the point there.
Who's going to have more, in 2020, in 2035, when we're all much older, who's going to have more figured by the time? More Iron Mans or more Boba Fetts?
I know, man. It's absolutely crazy. Let's continue.
And I know
to,
everybody I know there's going to be more Iron Mans because there's like 500 Iron Man. So I know. I'm just kidding.
Jonathan M, another Cantina Insider in here. How the hell do you do? Good to have you in here, my friend. As well. If I miss you, go ahead and just keep putting it in there. We'll get to your comments, my friends. Boracube, what is up, baby? Good to have you in here for sure. Must have all Boba Fett's, says OG fan. McLean's Man Cave in here. Happy for the people who missed on the first Paz Vizsla, but I'm passing on this one. More than one doesn't fit in the Man Cave. And I got to check out McLean's Man Cave's newest video. He puts out great stuff. Make sure you guys check out McLean's Man Cave. Really, really good channel. Glad that he could be on here tonight. So let's talk about this, my friend Lane. Let me share the screen and pull this up. So,
that was a deep breath there. Okay, this has me a little worried.
And here's the thing. This didn't move me. I mean, I know that they were going to do this. Part of me was hoping they were going to do it with either the head sculpt, or if they weren't, they would give me an extra change besides this shield. But for 2 days before, The Mandalorian, the greatest show on Earth, at least right now, the most watched show on Earth, in the galaxy, in the universe, in any dimension, right now, you give me this, which, even when this was originally released, it wasn't a barn burner. It sat at the bottom, best-selling wise, for a while. People missed out on it. It went on waitlist before it ever came out. But it was kind of, if they would have put out the N1 Starfighter, say what you want about the N1 Starfighter, say what you want, that. It brings up a lot of fun conversation. It has stirred up a lot of channel chatter. It has stirred up a whole lot of chatter. And
I say no.
I guess how we over.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is not the big reveal I wanted to kick off the greatest show on Earth with. So I'm just going to say with that, when I saw this at like 12:13, right after midnight last night, Lane.
Yeah.
I said to myself, oh, wow, what are they going to come out with in 5 minutes or 20 minutes or an hour? Because I thought that this was just setting the table. Then when they didn't, I'll be honest with you, I got kind of bummed out, because, you got Mace coming off the heels of the Clone Wars, Obi-Wan, coming off the heels of Mace Windu, coming off the heels of the Super Battle Droid, coming off the heels of Padme, Anakin. I mean,
in comparison to just the Hot Toys releases announcements we've had this year, leaving just even Star Wars out, but we've had, even if you weren't, like, you had the Ant-Man and the Wasp, which was 2 characters that the figures look cool, or you had, Obi-Wan Clone Wars, or you had the Keaton Batman. You've had some pretty banger, figures announcements and stuff. And then you got, now, yes, we did see this guy like, summer of last year or something. Everybody went, it looks the same except for the little goofy looking 10-cent plastic shield, And that's exact. Now the paint, the actual paint is supposed to be different, I think, on this. People have done comparisons to the actual figure versus the pictures for this one. And the blue is different, I think. If I remember what I looked at a little bit, like when I was working this morning.
That was my question to you. So you're saying that, and people let me know in the chat, you're saying that this is not an exact replica to the one that I have.
I think it's almost, the figure I think is almost, now the body could be a little bit improved and more flexible and stuff, possibly. I would hope at minimum they would do that. But I think it's going to be mostly exactly the same. Like, I mean, there's no different. It doesn't now. This is going off pictures, obviously, and this thing isn't going to be out for a year and a half, for 2 years. But it looks like, I mean, the armor, the structure, everything is exactly the same. So I think it's going to be at most, you know how you've been talking about 2.0s and stuff, and chat, you guys too. I think at most we could call this maybe it's kind of you know like the Mando that came with the blurg, where the body was a little bit more flexible and stuff. It looks like so it was like a 1.5 maybe. Maybe if they did improvements to the body, so it's a little easier to pose in it. Because this guy is not the most easiest thing to pose by any means of the imagination.
No, he's not. I got the figure, and in this lighting, he does maybe look a little lighter blue, but not here. No. I you know, you're making me a little bit more excited because here's one of the other things that I wasn't so excited about this. I actually want to buy every variation of this character, but I didn't feel like that anything has changed here whatsoever. I mean, I could buy the shield off eBay. I can get Desy for Metamorphic Customs to make me a shield. Why do I got to buy another figure for this? If they would have gave me another mark lane on his chest plate, if they would have gave me something. I mean, he was battle damaged in this damn fight. With Mando. Why didn't they make it more of a battle damage version? I mean, so maybe somebody in the chat could let me know. Are there different chinks? Are there different dents in the armor? Then I'm probably then I'd say sure, it's different. I'm gonna get it. But if it's just going to be the shield, I feel like
it's not worth it buying it for. I mean, I'm going to tell you guys, chat, from my perspective coming at it, is that because I'm going to speak from having owning the original figure, and this figure is one of my favorite Hot Toys. Like, this was my second pre-order ever, was a heavy infantry Mando, because I just thought it looked cool. It still, to me, is one of, despite all the other figures that have been announced, all the other ones that come out, even like Crow Mando or something like that, this guy is still one of my favorite figures. I think his armor is just one of the coolest that has been done for the Mandos. But that being said, I think, Aries, where like you still have it, I do not think this is a figure that you should necessarily even think about getting. This is a figure for somebody who has not got him already. Well, here's another opportunity.
Well, and I feel like that they would have missed the mark there. Because if you make it a little bit differently, if you put a different marking on it, you 100% get some of the collectors to buy it. I mean, let's face it. The arena suit Boba Fett that is killing it in the secondary market is the same darn figure as Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett. Furthermore, Lane, the vintage color Boba Fett from the Empire Strikes Back is the same damn figure as the Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett, with just some different paint on it. And of course, they have different accessories like this has. So, and a lot of collectors have all three of those. But if you're not going to change anything and basically make it like the Attack of the Clones Yoda that was basically straight out reissued, but here they're giving you one shield.
They don't have to, so they don't have to put the title reissue on it. I mean, that's the one thing. They didn't have to put reissue Heavy Infantry Mando.
Yeah, but
like they did for Mark 5.
I feel like that they're missing some sales. So let's read this from 8-Bit Flea. He says, no, this is from the appearance in Book of Boba Fett. The armor color is a little different. Okay, well, if that is the case, and it's not just the lighting, that makes me more excited about this. And the helmet color is different. Okay. Did he repaint it like Boba Fett did? There was a clear and present difference between the Boba Fett from the Mandalorian season 2, episode 6. Yeah. When he came back and it was worn out, and he put on the armor from the Razor Crest and he wowed us and he shocked us and he beat to death and chopped those stormtroopers into pieces, baby, with that 2-pack. And then there was a clear and present difference when he repainted the darn armor. Yep. But I don't feel that this is clear and different. But he's saying the helmet is different. It's a little bit different. I feel like I got to take a magnifying glass, and I'll get to that super chat there, Jonathan, in a second. Don't worry. But it's just kind of, I don't know. But maybe the Hot Toys wizard in the form of the space pimp could shed some light. Hot Toys wizard. Is this the same, or space pimp the same as the original heavy infantry Mandalorian, or is the paint different? Is there something different besides the shield with this figure, baby? And how you doing?
I say yes.
Oh, I feel a little bit better.
That was the most hesitant yes I think I've ever seen Brother Cousins ever do. Usually, you know, when we're talking about with some of the possible 2.0s, Brother Cousins' head is bouncing up and down, going, yes, 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 I see it. I can see it. Do you believe? And I can see it. But this one gave him pause there for a minute.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, the thing of it is, I've been looking at mine like all day, and I want to say this is a tad lighter, but we really won't know until it's in hand, you know?
Yeah. Or secret base. Once they've got it up at secret base, where some people can actually, in that kind of lighting, really get some live pictures of it and stuff.
Yeah, so Brother Cousins, I mean, give us, first of all, how are you? I'm going to go grab mine, my friend. So good to have the space pimp in the house. How you doing, baby?
Happy to be here. How you doing, sir? Fighting a little bit of I got a teeth thing going on here, a little tooth infection. It's a crazy thing. I'm on a lot of meds. I think that's Lane, and I think I'm on Aries right now. It could be a fever dream or something, you know. But
well, that might explain the hesitation there. Then it's like if you're asking him deep, thoughtful questions, he's got to really look at. There's going to be a 1 to 2 second delay.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, Brother Cousins, while I go grab the figure to look at it myself, because that'll be the first time I'm really looking at it with these pictures. But from first glance, brother, I was like, did they really put this out and not change it? Now, listen, I'm not griping necessarily that they put out the 2.0. Don't get me wrong, chat and channel members. Here's the thing: I actually would have bought an alternate version of the heavy infantry Mandalorian, just like I've got Boba Fett on the throne, and I got Boba Fett from episode 6 of the Mandalorian, the 2-pack, and I'm going to get Boba Fett from the freaking book of Boba Fett because it's a little more worn out, but that's totally different than the repaint. I just feel like this. I have to really go like this. Like, is it really? I mean, is there something, Brother Cousins, that I'm missing? And let me go grab it while you answer.
A shield.
Well, don't forget, it's 10 seconds of 10 cents of plastic for extra $4. So
right,
the price. I think we have to keep in mind. I don't think there's a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
It's because the price point guy, and the price point for this guy, even if it is like a 1.25, even or whatever you want to classify it as, $285 for this guy. It was originally $281. Like in 2020, it went up for pre-order or something, or 2019.
Right.
They've only increased the So for only $4 more, that's what makes me think it has to be very similar to the other one. It's just because
I think you're right.
We were talking it was going to be $300. That's what I thought it was. You know, we were talking it might have been $300.
No, the fact, Lane, I think you're dead on the money with that. I mean, for that price point, and they, adding that, a little extra $5 to it. Yeah, we're paying for that little, plastic shield or whatever. But yeah, I think pretty much it's the same. I don't really see it being too much difference. I mean, we got to also look at when this thing came out, it really never was on Sideshow. I mean, it was on Sideshow, but it never went into stock. It was just it was a rarity, and not too many figures do that, where it just was sold out before it was even ever in stock. So, they want to give everybody, a second bite of the apple, and they give it, and they give us this figure, Paz Vizsla, and we all know it's heavy Mando, but it just gives everybody another chance to get it. And I think that's a good thing. I do think it's a good thing. And the price, they didn't up the price as much as they could have. So I think it's good. I think it's good that they give collectors another stab at it. I mean, what we're seeing is, I remember when that that episode, The Return of the Mandalorian came out, and we got this wonderful scene. And I remember going, and at that time I didn't have a heavy Mando. Shout out to Six Scale Mafia Anthony. He hooked me up with one. He had an extra, and I was able to get it because as soon as I saw that episode, I was like, oh, I need to get one. And he just went through the roof. He shot up like 400, 425 at that time. And I was just feeling like, damn, I really wish I had one. And I was able to get one. But I know a lot of collectors weren't. And then we seen him come down over the last couple of months and everything like that because we knew this was coming. We saw last year, I believe it was at Celebration. It was either at Celebration
or Comic-Con or one of those things.
One of them where we saw it there. So we knew this was coming. So yeah, I think it's good. I mean, this is stuff we've seen NECA do this a lot where they'll give a figure, they'll have a figure out, the figure will sell out, and then they'll give collectors another chance to get
He's
it
just so
in
cool
a
looking,
2-pack
man.
or something.
He's so cool looking.
So here's the thing. I'm going to kind of blow me up for a minute. And I looked at this. Here's my heavy infantry Mandalorian, baby. And I could get it lighter blue when I have it in different lights like that. And I was going through like all of these little marks that he has here. And this lane, brother cousins, all the way down to even the marks on his gauntlets and shoulders. It is literally the same damn figure. I'm being honest. It is the same thing from what I'm looking at here, baby.
I mean, they just got away and called it a reissue because I mean,
well, they got to be something, or else they would call it a reissue. That's why I was mentioning to Aries. Maybe, and guys, so this is all maybe talk here, but maybe this one is. I was comparing it more to the Mando that comes with the blur, or maybe they changed up the body a little bit so it's a little bit more posable. I mean, you're never going to make that guy because he's so huge. Like he's never going to be, Gumby or anything like that for flexibility. But maybe he's a 1.25 where he's just a little bit easier. But anyway, we have a super chat here. It's
Jonathan Ebb, thank you for the $5 drop. Says missed the first heavy, so this release now gives me a reason to finally pick up the armor. Filling holes encourages downstream collecting, and I say yes. I think you're absolutely correct. And brother Cousins, isn't that what you were saying while I was grabbing it? That you're all for this 2.0 just because of a reason like this. And they did actually, it's different because it's not the same release. They're calling it Paz Vizsla, not the heavy infantry Mandalorian, and they're giving you a different accessory.
Yeah, and that makes it good, and that makes it great for new collectors. Now I know older collectors are like, "Damn, this was a Grail at one point," or not really a Grail, but more of a chase at one point. And I mean, I think we just got to get out of the whole thing of these figures shooting up in value and playing the whole game of this is going to be a figure that's going to be worth a lot of money. So I think, I don't know, Hot Toys have been killing Grails for this whole past 6 months to a year. That's what they've been doing. You've seen that with the Batman.
Good. R.I.P. Keaton Batman.
Exactly. You've seen that all this year, that they're just going around and pulling stuff, bringing stuff back out. Everything is back. Everybody wanted a Batmobile, a 1989 Batmobile. Here's your chance. People wanted a DeLorean. Here's your chance. Now here it is with Paz Vizsla, aka Heavy Mando. You're getting it. You're getting the opportunity. You're getting another bite at the apple. And for what, like I said, for new collectors, I think that's good. For older collectors, I think we just have to learn how to navigate this new wave in Hot Toys.
So here's the thing. I agree with everything there, and thank you, Jonathan, for the super chat, baby. So here's my problem with this from a marketing perspective, because listen, Single Songwriter and a couple of others in the chat brought up a good point. They're like, yeah, you're going to get a third one with Jon Favreau's head sculpt, just like Black Series already is done, but for Hot Toys when he shows up. And I really think that, I don't know, for some reason I get the impression that this character is gonna die in this Mandalorian season 3 by the end. I think that some characters are gonna die, and I think there's gonna be a moment between him and Din Djarin, yes, brother, and take off. Hell, I don't know how it's gonna work, but then you're going to get another version of this. But here's my problem with this as a collector that doesn't care that this, may affect, and we could talk about it, what it's going to be worth. That doesn't matter to me because I know what a lot of these, I know we're getting another Dark Side Anakin. Here's the thing, though. If they would have changed this lane, if they would have changed this Jay, if they would have had some extra marks because of the battle with Mando from the Book of Boba Fett, if it would have had something different with the figure, I would have bought the damn thing. There was something different with Boba Fett on the throne, whether he sat on the damn throne or didn't sit on the damn. I'm getting the Book of Boba Fett Boba, not sitting on a throne from the episode chapter 7 of the Book of Boba Fett. So here's the thing. I just feel like, hey, you're going to get collectors that have missed out with a 2.0, right, Jay? Right, Lane? It kind of helps them. A lot of people in the chat. But if you make it a little bit different, you not only could get their money, Lane, but you could get my money as well. And you don't have to wait for the damn head sculpt. Just put that one out too, and I'll buy that one again. I feel like that they missed it on this. I almost feel, and I hate to say it, not that anything's wrong with it. I agree with you, Jay. I agree with you, Lane, but I feel like that this is almost lazy.
I'll say this. Yeah, it is lazy.
Oh yeah, totally.
But we also got to look at the fact that they have to catch up. We're still waiting for stuff from 2020. I mean, sorry, from 2022.
Probably. You mean like how long?
They're mostly caught up, but they're not completely caught up.
Not completely. I mean, where's Ahsoka? Come on, we're still waiting for Ahsoka.
Or Mandalorian.
Well, you're talking about the Yelena, not the Kate Bishop. But how long ago was that? I got a friend of mine who pre-ordered that a couple years ago.
Yeah,
it seems like a couple years ago, anyway, or a while ago.
Yeah,
but
I think they may have put this one out. Is that because I was asking, because I was at a stream last night and I asked, I didn't quite get this one, but maybe not put something else a little bit more splashy, leaving up to Lobo, leading up to Mando. And I said, well, they said this is something they can put out because maybe they can't. We don't know or haven't met new characters or stuff in Mando, so they can't do it yet. So this is the one we already saw, so it was easy for them. And this guy's going to be in season 3 of Mando. So that was an easy thing to have something out. But I said, well, yeah, but what about the Shuri Black Panther? They put that out like just before Black Panther came out for pre-order, or like the same week or something, or the same day it was. So like 85 to 95% of people, Hot Toys collectors who follow that, are not going to have seen it yet. So, it's like spoiler. I don't know if it was a total shock, but
so let me ask you guys a question, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I know, and I own the Dark Side Anakin. I know what it goes for. I know another one's coming out, guys. Okay, so I'm going to go to you with this one, Jay. I know that it's coming out. That's great. I don't. If they make it different, like give it rolling eyes function, or give us 2 head sculpts, one with and they bring it from the Obi-Wan series, whatever, because they're doing a lot of the flashbacks, and they make it a little bit different. Not only do collectors that missed out, here's my point, on the Dark Side Anakin, they're like, crap, I don't got to pay $800 or $1,000 anymore to get that figure. And as a collector, because you know how I preach it too, don't collect these to invest, it goes down. Right. Now they not only get Dark Side Anakin, Jay, but they get an upgrade. It's kind of like when Neo looked at Smith in the second Matrix movie. It's like, ooh, upgrades. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, you kind of enhanced a little bit. And at the same token, while that figure I have goes down, it gives me a reason, though, to buy the new one, because I'd rather have the latest, greatest version of one of the characters, Darth Vader, that I love so much. I'm going to go spend my money on it. If they just go reissue it like this, why the frack am I going to spend my money on it? So I feel like it's lazy and they missed the boat. That's my point. Not that anything's wrong with it. I just kind of saw it and I was kind of like, oh, this is really good for collectors. Why didn't they put another dent in his helmet? Or surely there had to be something there that he got worn out with fighting Mando. was on the floor at the end of it.
Or give him a dark saber. They're putting out
Yes!
dark saber. Give him a dark saber.
Yes!
with a
Well,
maybe new hand that's specifically
that
designed
would
for
have
the
been
dark
cool.
saber.
That would.
I mean, so it's not just a little stupid shield, and he's 290. He's 290 instead of 285. So he's a little bit more expensive.
I'll show you how like uninspired I was with this release. I didn't even do a video on it this morning. I saw it last night and was like, okay. To be honest with you, I'm like, good for people that missed out on it, but it's nothing. I already got it. That's how I felt about it. So I mean, yeah, it's a bit lazy, and Aries, I totally agree with you on that. I think they could have, or what Lane was saying, giving them the dark saber. I think that would have been. I mean, at least it would have been something different than that little shield that we're getting. But I think what Lane was saying makes a lot of sense. Once we, really get some real close shots of it in Secret Base and seeing really what it looks like, see if the paint is different. Even if the paint is different, honestly, I'm kind of like, personally, I feel like I already have it.
The problem is you can't tell if it's a better body or better posing until people actually get it a year and a half from now. So
right.
And it might be. That's the thing. It might be overall a better figure. There, like I said, it's a 1.25, so it's slightly better. The figure itself, not that the physics attractive wise or accessory, which is a lot of times what's going to attract us to buy something else. Buy another of the same figure. It's like there are 40 Vaders out there, but there's something different. Why are we buying the Obi-Wan? Because it's got battle damage. It's got this, the damage showing the Anakin thing, and you can get it with the original look, so you can switch it. Or whatever, there's stuff about it that makes you want to buy it. But this one does not. If you're already owner of it, or, if you needed something special to make you want to make that in your budget to get that figure, you might just go now, well, if I wait 6 months, the original might go down in price. So I'll just try and buy the other cheaper on the secondary market.
Yeah, I mean, you already got the R&D invested. I mean, you just put a little tiny thing. It not only gets all the, oh, shoot, I missed out. Here it is. Everybody's happy. Lane, you're happy for the people. Brother, cousins, you're happy. I'm happy. But you may actually get me to buy another one. And it's like, hey, they kind of look the same. I'm like, no, he's got other marks here, and he's lighter here. He's got battle damage there. He's got a rip here. This is ripped in the back. Then I say I'm going to buy it. Well, that they're going to probably come out with the Favreau head sculpt. I'm like, well, I'll buy that third one too.
But what if they do an update? Because they've done that before. Like we see an episode, and they remove the helmet, and we see, Favreau in the suit or something like that. And
so you're saying that they would update this pre-order?
Well, remember Mysterio. I don't think they should. I don't think they.
Well, you're right. Sculpt. No, you got a point. Aries has a point, because if we got the pre-order, and that's the price, they're not going to give us a head sculpt with it at that price.
Yeah. But Mysterio years ago,
but that was advertised,
and it got removed. But it got removed, and no one thought it was coming anymore. And then they actually included it with.
But it was originally advertised with a head sculpt. We didn't see it, but it was originally advertised. So this one wasn't. So yeah, Aries is right. No, we're getting the same figure.
Well, Aries going to get a big bloated head from this. You keep telling me he's right all the time.
Well, I mean, and let's talk about this figure, because you see the pictures on here. I'm showing it. I've got it in hand as well. The original version. This is a kick-ass, absolutely kick-ass figure, guys.
It is.
It is beefy. It is awesome to pose. It's amazing when you look at it. The pictures don't even do it justice. When you get this sucker in hand, it's like, holy crap. It is. It absolutely is. I mean, the price is, I believe, the same.
$285. It was $281 originally, so it's $4 more. That's
Lane, what do you think about the $4 more? Are you okay with that?
Oh, yeah. Brother Cousins, while you were grabbing him, we're talking about that. And I am totally fine with the pricing here, because I expected this guy to be like $300, quite honestly, because he, as we were talking, he was like 2019 pre-order. And even if he is basically almost the same figure with, we'll go best case scenario, he's got a slightly better body for posing, like a little bit. To get this amount of accessories or bigs like that in a big figure like this, I mean, what would you guys say? We'll just say size wise would be the closest we have. Maybe the Batman EX suit or something like that. Now that comes with a little bit more and stuff like that with that base and everything. But he's $375. So the fact they're doing $285, I think the price is great. Since this guy 3 years ago or 2.5 years ago or whatever was $281. And that's why I think it's mostly similar, pretty much. But for modern pricing for this guy is pretty good for the size and scope of the figure.
Honestly, and that's a good point, Lane. And Jay, let me ask you, with everything going on in inflation, and since this came out and everything, $4 is I think I'm okay with $4. 281 to 285. That's a win. That's pretty good.
This is priced very good, very well, very well priced. And it just, for all the people that, had to have it, about a year ago, or, oh my God, a year and a half ago when we saw, that Book of Boba Fett episode he was in, that rushed out and got it, good thing comes to those that wait, as they say. So, I think it's well priced. Especially for a Mandalorian, and this is a big beefy figure. This is a good figure. Aries is right. This figure is great. It is when I pulled it out the box, I was it has a presence. It has great shelf presence. So it's definitely something that you would want in your collection if you're a Mandalorian collector. I like the price. I think the price is fair.
Yeah, I really do. I think this is. I want to give Hot Toys a lot of prop in that regard. It's like they've been doing recently with all the prices. $285. Thank you, Howard, and thank you, Hot Toys, and the way Sideshow is pricing this here, I guess as well. So that is a huge win. And I have this up on the screen. Lane and Jay, is this everything? I believe I'm looking at the figure. I don't think I'm missing anything from my original release except the shield.
That's everything. Yeah, I think it's the same except the shield. But guys, for what we're talking here, as Aries is saying, let us not undersell. This is a great figure. Like if you're a Mando collector,
tremendous.
Maybe you can. But if you didn't come into like maybe season 2 or since the first 2 seasons aired in the last couple of years. This isn't necessarily what season 3 gonna be like absolute must have one, but if you want an awesome figure, awesome Mando figure, this one is one you should strongly consider. Especially now, the original. Anybody who's not aware, the original release of this guy back in whatever it came out, February or December or something of 2021, sold out before he even was released. I think he maybe came back for a couple waitlist people and stuff, but for the most part, and his price spiked. Now he's gone up and down over the last few years, so he hasn't had a constant rate. But now you have to, because he's gonna now the waitlist game, as Harry's been talking about, is kind of here for all figures.
It'll be interesting with this, Lane. You bring up a great point there with this, because here I flashed it up on Sideshow. They do have it listed for the $4, just $4 more. Originally $281, now $285. Due out April 2024 to September 2024. I venture to guess that this will probably be like many of the ones we're seeing. We're starting to see them come out earlier. We're still waiting for figures from a couple years ago. I think that they're going to be catching up. They have caught up on a lot and now putting stuff out much earlier. Case in point, that Clone Trooper from the 20th anniversary wasn't supposed to come out now at all. So
and people got the notice they're coming or on the way in the next like 10 days.
It's going to be interesting with this. Let me first ask this, because where is the one that I have, that many of us have, that some of us have in the secondary market? How is it going to be affected with this, particularly when this gets a low stock warning? I absolutely believe, with everything we're seeing with the Mandalorian, Jay, any of the figures, whether it's anything from Boba Fett to Reva to now the DX28, low stock warning, I don't see this actually getting in stock. So once this goes on waitlist, you have to wonder exactly what happens with this. I don't even think they're going to make as many of these as they probably did with this version here that I'm holding in my hand. But that's going to be an interesting dynamic, Jay, because now when any of these come out, we got to look at it different. This is going to have anywhere from 5 to 7 months, and then it's going to go.
It's going to go. I mean, that it's a new game. We can't play the games we played in 2021 and even 2022. Now it's like these releases, they're gone. 6 months, they're out of here. They're on waitlist. And this clone trooper coming around the corner, that's going to be the real test right there to see what's going to happen if that comes in, they sell out, they magically get another batch or something like that. That's where it's going to be the test. And I don't think it's going to be that. I think what they got is what they got. And when it's gone, it's gone. I mean, even with the DeLorean right now, I'm hearing that they have like not many. I mean, and I know it's kind of different with vehicles, but they still don't have that many.
That's going to take a little while because of the $825 price point in the shipping, though. For those who go bye-bye, I think.
It will, but when it's gone, what I'm saying is when it's gone, it's gone. It's gone. And I think that's going to be with like all of these. Once they get their allotments, and that is it. There's no magical batches or anything. We'll have to wait and see, but I really think that's what's going to happen. But yeah, you bring up a good point. When this does go waitlist, what happens in the secondary market with heavy Mando? Is that going to go back up? Or are people going to go to get that? I don't know if that will go. I think that's going to sit in the 300, in the high threes, the low fours. I think that's where it's going to be for a while. I don't think it's going to, be this ultimate big chase, especially with this one around the corner, because there's still ways to get it. Even if it's sold out at Sideshow, there's still other places you can go to get these figures. You can get these figures from Pop Culture, Big Bad. I don't know if Big Bad Toy Store. I know they're
really they do, but they sell out of them usually.
Yeah, they sell out.
Not all of them, but some of them.
Yeah, my point is there'll be other places to go besides.
You don't have to. You can run to check other spots. You may not be able to wait like 3 months or wait till it comes out a year and a half later, but you might still have like a few weeks where if you're on the fence about a figure or not, you got a little bit more time.
Even comic book stores, like my comic book store has been getting a lot of stuff in, like stuff that's going waitlist, and it's in the shops. It's in the comic book store. So that's another thing to look into.
But the only Hot Toys normally my LCS gets are the ones that I pre-order through them.
Well, no, you bring up an interesting point, guys, and Jay, specifically what you were talking about here. Because if you look at the Attack of the Clones Yoda, that one was straight out reissued. Straight up.
Yep.
Didn't come with anything new. This is closer, to kind of like that, but it is a little bit different. The paint may be a lighter shade from, this series, and it has the shield. So whatever. He's also not called Heavy Infantry Mandalorian. He's called Paz Vizsla. So that's another change. Albeit, for me, not really enough of a change. That being said, when they put that out, and actually the Yodas did get in stock, both of them. Now, the price of Yoda, Jay, is higher than it was when they first reissued it because it was going too high. Now that damn figure's going for $400, and they reissued it. They already reissued it. So about the Heavy Infantry Mandalorian, Jay, it's going to be really, really interesting because I think if people can't get it because it's on waitlist, they'll just buy it, in the secondary market. You could buy one half dozen or the other. But it brings me to this, guys. I want to talk about this. We're seeing 2.0s. And what have I been saying, at least on my channel? I believe more 2.0s, whether it comes with a new shield, a new base, whether it's Boba Fett from the Mandalorian season 2, you got him with one color and then you got him with another color. So to me, I call that a 2.0. It's just one that I would buy. One like this, I don't know. I'm kind of really not looking at it unless I find something else out. That paint's got to be a little bit different. But now that this is happening, guys, let's talk about this. This is on waitlist. And in my market chart show I put out yesterday, I talk about the possibilities because this economy is rough. It's rough. So I don't know how many people may cancel their NRDs on something. If it's too many and it goes beyond what's on the wait list, they could put a few hundred in stock. I don't believe that at all. They're making other batches. However, who's to say, Jay, that in another year they're going to be like, hey, we're just reissuing this, straight out reissue this, just like this.
That's a good point. Ooh, because didn't we get some? Yeah, we got some clone. Yeah, we got some 501st troopers.
Didn't the clones go bye-bye? The Coruscant guards, maybe? No, not just the 501st. They went bye-bye almost,
And now
and then
they're-
came back, and then they were in stock for a while again, for a couple months.
And now they're
then went
back.
bye-bye.
And now
Well,
they're
yeah,
back.
but that 501st is different, though. I mean, the Obi-Wan is different.
Yeah, they're different, but I get what you're saying. They are different, but yeah, if
still the same basic. They're reusing the same armor, though, again, for the most part.
Yeah.
So.
Which I even with
You're
that
talking
one,
about the 501st from the Obi-Wan series, guys? Is that what you're talking about?
That's one. Yeah,
it's different. I think those are different, right? But they're still
Yeah.
501st, but they're from that show.
But
I
the
feel like
general armor-
those have a more significant difference than this thing.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
So I feel like that those are like, it makes sense for me to get both clones if I collected the head sculpts. Someone put in the chat, Aries, you collect. This is an actual character, though. The clones don't really talk unless it's TK FOMO. Anyway.
Oh,
No,
hey, Aries.
bring up, but Aries, that's a great point. I mean, if I wouldn't like it if they did that. I mean, it's like, come on, like, yeah.
Well,
I wouldn't like it.
Here's the thing, Jay and Lane. If they did this, and they could straight out, who's to say they couldn't straight out reissue this like the Yoda, but don't put it in a 20th anniversary packaging because it's over, and just give it to you in a regular art box and the same damn figure? How do you feel about that?
Yay.
It's.
I mean, couldn't they literally put out Attack of the Clones Yoda and just say, 20th anniversary Clone Wars Yoda?
Well, they did it with the Empire Strikes Back Boba, Lane. Of course,
I mean, that's what I mean, though.
I wouldn't be mad at that because I missed out on that one. So,
but that's the duality of being a collector, though. A lot of times we're gonna say I'm cool with that because I didn't get it.
Right.
I mean, that's the duality. And but I think this plays what you're talking into sometimes with some of this, like the Paz Vizsla, is the still kind of the debate duology is hot. And maybe this is not the best thing to compare it to, but I'm going to do it for two things that I collect, like I bought of. I'm going to compare this to what is Hot Toys a collectible still, or is it more just kind of like I don't want to say toy, but figures that you buy kind of.
Expensive.
And I'm not comparing it to like
Black
Legends or something like that. I'm not comparing it to that because that's still different. But where I'm going to say like as a J&D statue collector, because I've bought several of them, that is considered a high-end collectible that they don't remake, and it's not exactly one for one the same thing. I know, but I'm just speaking for.
But the problem is with that is Hot Toys are high when you talk about $300, 300 figures. Those are high end collectibles, And
but is it a collectible in the same way though anymore because they do the 2.0s and reissues and other stuff?
I mean, that's
but I had a person tell me Prime 1, which is a big $1,500 for a third scale statue. They do multiple paintings, which is basically in statue format. Some ways could be considered, reissue in certain respects. That's their format of doing that. So.
But Lane, if you collect it, and I'm going to be doing episodes. Well, I've talked to you about this.
Yeah.
But if you collect these, though, unlike statues for toys, that's the name of the game anyway. These 2.0s. They're very collectible. Like that. I actually pulled up the wrong thing here. I'm gonna pull it up on here. But when you like, let me show you something here, Lane, that'll kind of make you chuckle a little bit.
Hey, Aries, hold on 1 second. I need something real quick. I want to just take 1 second because you're going to be switching pictures and transitioning here. Everybody in the chat, get ready because something special is coming at you guys right now.
Another 2.0.
No. Yeah, well. Maybe 2.0 to your I am now gifting out a Six Scale Cantina membership right
Oh,
now.
baby. Making me
wow.
spill that spot.
And Marco Polo is
Marco
our
Polo.
winner. We had, I guess, 70 some odd in here. Congratulations. I'm sorry to cut you off, Aries, there, but I wanted to make a little bit of a show, a little bit. So congratulations,
Wow.
Marco Polo. You are now a Six Scale Cantina Insider. Welcome.
Well,
And is glad to join you as part of the subscriber base with Aries Cantina presenting Six Scale Cantina. Anyway, sorry, Aries, go ahead and now translate, but I wanted to do that just real quick.
Well, I'm going to honor that with something else. Lane, thank you so much. You're going ahead and you gifted a membership. I'm spilling my coffee. Now I will go ahead and give you all another gift. Just got this from the Hot Toys Wizard. That Poe is coming to Hot Toys, baby.
Okay, stay calm. I am calm. I'm talking to myself.
Hey, did you guys see one thing I'll say? I know you guys don't do too much, but with the Star Wars collectibles, I'm going to say it wrong here. Novo, who makes the replicas of like the helmets and stuff, the fiberglass. They just put up for pre-order the bloodied helmet of Finn from The Force Awakens. Just put up that actually for pre-order. That helmet looks really cool. The one Finn figure we got that was actually really cool.
I know.
My poor boy Finn. Okay, anyway, Aries and I, like the last time, we got on like a 30-minute diatribe on the sequel trilogy. No, we're not going to do that again. We got
real good
years
hands.
to talk about it. Yeah. Here's a great facial sculpt.
Oh my gosh, she looks amazing. And I'm 100. I mean, I'm getting this figure. I mean,
I didn't realize she was low stocked. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Her and Brandy.
Wow. It's amazing.
Low stock warning.
Which we're at that time frame now that you would expect that to be. It seems it would be happening.
Yeah.
Well, and
right.
Brother Cousins, I don't know if you know that Grand Inquisitors also low stock. Almost sold out. Whoa.
Wow. Yeah.
So he's almost sold out. That's an interesting.
You're right. It's that time. That was 6 months ago. Yeah.
Wow.
Damn, that's right on the money.
That is interesting. So let me ask you a question. I'm going to go back to you. I'm going to go back to you because Lade, you just went Jay.
Yeah.
Who's to say that in a year they don't just straight out say, "Oh, here's the Grand Inquisitor. We're kind of just reissuing it, and it's a limited window, and it's up." And then it'll be gone again, and they'll put these. I mean, they kind of did that, Jay, with the Yoda. So I'm going back. What I'm trying to do, so many 2.0s, so many different. Whether they're putting them out with subtle differences, like the heavy infantry Mandalorian, or they're doing it with more noticeable differences, like the arena suit Boba Fett, or that Boba Fett that we got, from the Mandalorian that they're using all throughout there, and the Book of Boba Fett, the whole Mandoverse, over and over again. Who's to say that they couldn't just straight out reissue this or give you a different version of him from even this show? And I don't even know how they would do it, a different accessory or something different. Maybe he had a shield in the show or come with a different accessory or something like that. Who's to say that they don't
lightsaber impalement Grand Inquisitor? They got a hole in his uniform.
Well,
they could.
I mean, like I go back to NECA and going back to kind of what Lane was saying, like, are these high-end collectibles at this point when they keep doing these reissues? Listen, it has to have a healthy aftermarket. The aftermarket, we need somewhat of an aftermarket for these figures. For this collectible to sustain, a mid collectible, a high-end collectible. So, with them doing all these reissues and doing the same thing NECA does, which, I mean, companies have been doing it for years, and even Hot Toys has done this. Just done reissues.
Hasbro, man, with the Black Series.
Absolutely. Jeez. So, but that's the thing, where are we going? Where are we now? Are we just super expensive toys, or are these collectibles, you know, and I just think it kind of bastardizes Hot Toys doing that. I kind of do feel that. I do think they need to really focus on that secondary market to some extent, not, you know, completely, but to some extent they have to hold some type of a value, because I just think you're going to see collectors start to move on and start to question that. That's why you've seen a lot of people start to sell off their collections over the past year, right? So
yeah, it's a really, really good point. And you're all watching 6 Scale Raw. You should all pause, strike a pose, take your finger, and click the damn like button, baby. Go ahead and click it right now. I know some of you are cold. No problem.
Oh, really? You're cold?
Jay, that's my point.
Yeah.
Because there's not an issue with the arena suit Boba Fett, is there? There's not an issue with the vintage color Boba Fett, is there?
Nope.
Jay, there's not an issue with the animated Boba Fett from the Return of the Jedi. It's the same damn thing, but it's a different version.
Yeah.
They can do that all day, and it keeps the collectability.
Yes.
And it keeps the high-end collectability that you're talking about, and the Grail ability. That's my little bit of a problem with this, is what I'm talking about. I don't mind them coming out with a better version, or to put this out so other collectors that missed out can get it. But if they can make it a little bit different, if they could have made that Attack of the Clones Yoda that they reissued a little bit different, it kind of helps with that, because no one's squawking about Boba Fett on the throne. Even the people that aren't getting him with the throne, it's still the same damn figure. It just has different paint apps, right? I mean, subtle differences. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, the differences in
Well,
the
it does
figure.
have the head sculpt too, with that one.
Well, so does a
head sculpt,
2-pack.
too.
So does a 2-pack.
Yeah, but that's sometimes where also does Hot Toys put down too many SKUs for some of their figures.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
They have
literally the difference for some of them is like, you know, special edition, which is a stupid hologram, but it's still another SKU that splits up stuff. Does Vader need 4 different SKUs? Like that's how many you had originally. Well, because there were 4 SKUs, and we're not talking deluxe versus normal edition, which made, like, you know, I don't know. I guess I use Cad Bane because that's one of Aries' favorite characters. Is that one's a great version of a regular versus deluxe, because if you only know the character from Book of Boba Fett, the regular edition comes with everything you expect with the character. If you're a fan of the character from other media, then the deluxe edition, which is only $20 more, has like the droid and everything that you associate with him.
Well,
Now,
the thing that's killing me is, I mean, back in my day, a DX meant was
old
a
man,
DX
brother,
was a
cousin
DX
coming
was
here.
that's what it was. It came with everything, the whole kit and caboodle. Now you got DX Deluxe, and it's like, come on, that's like, come on.
just be one SKU, man. It's a DX.
Well,
it comes with everything.
But Lane, here's the thing: when you do what you know we're talking about here, here's the Arena Suit Boba Fett. It's the Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett. It's the vintage color Boba Fett. It's that Boba Fett. It's the original Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett. So you could call it's the same damn thing, but it's different. And to Jay's point, it makes it a high-end collectible because it's rare, but it's not the same darn one if they were straight out reissued. So that's kind of my story tonight here. I hope they keep this up.
Yes.
Because this is the reissue lane. I hope these are the 2.0s we're looking for.
Yeah.
The 4.0s, the 10.0s.
Not like the 1.25 that I referenced, maybe the Paz Vizsla.
Well, and that's what I'm getting with this.
Maybe, it's just a slightly bit different.
This does not hurt, guys. Lane, this does not hurt the Arena Suit Boba Fett, the vintage color Boba Fett at all. Matter of fact, it actually enhances it.
It does.
Different.
It does, because then I was like, oh, I gotta go after that one now. You have some people. I remember when I sold mine. Yes, I sold my stuff, my Arena Suit Boba Fett. But I remember the guy I sold it.
You sold it. I bought it and gave it away.
Oh, very generous.
you were much smarter than I was.
I'm gonna tell you, I bought it. I looked at it, and I like OT, and I was like, you know what? I walked past it once, I walked past it twice, and I was like, this really doesn't appeal. I was like, really doesn't appeal to me. Let's see what I can get for it. And I put it out, and I was like, oh wow, it's sold at the height. It sold for $600. I was like, oh wow, okay, cool. The thing of it was the guy I bought it from. He was like, okay, I got this one now. He was like, I have the animated Boba Fett. He was like, I have a white. He had a white one. I believe he had one from I think that was from Sideshow. He had or something like that. He had. He wanted all. He must have. He had it. He wanted all Fets. So it worked out for him, you know. But for me, that I don't need it. But you're right, Eric. To just say that those reissues, those definitely add. They help the market instead of hurt it.
Right, and that's what I was kind of hoping with the Paz Vizsla. It would have a little bit more. If it's confirmed, the paint is different slightly. Obviously, you're gay. Obviously, they're calling him different. Like I said, I'm not down on it. I'm happy. I just wish marketing wise they would have kept up with like the arena suit Boba Fett, like the chrome plated stormtrooper, chrome trooper guys. Those things that they're coming out with, which it's the same thing, but here's interesting news, because I looked at this today and I didn't realize, though, it must have just been very recent, almost sold out. Not even the low stock warning. So I mean, it must be, you know, Reva must be where she's close, but now this must be their super close sign. And when they say almost sold out, Jay, are you thinking this is going to be where you could join the wait list, or is it just going to be sold? That would be weird. Why wouldn't you be able to join the wait list? Because sold out's different than wait list, right?
Yeah. Well, I think this is like your last chance. This would pretty much, they should call this your last chance before you on that wait list. Yeah, but if it's almost gone.
I already have that guy on pre-order. I have had for a while.
I'm thinking about it now. Like, do I have him on pre-order?
Well,
I gotta go and check.
Well,
I got
here
5 of the 6 figures on this series pre-ordered.
Must have Boba Fett. Give me all the repaints.
Yep.
Well, and here's the thing. When that happens with that one, is it possible that it starts happening with this one? She's already the low stock remaining. I mean, probably if that just goes right out, this one will follow suit right with it as well. And it's going to be interesting. I think it's just going to go on waitlist these. But then here's the other thing, guys, because this character, if you go through some of the pictures here, and I could try and pull them all up, but you know, she's posed with Darth Vader. But here's another one, guys. I'm just saying, does this snowball to the DX28? Because the collector's edition, last I checked, let's see, maybe it's off now. Oh, that can't be right. I must be picking the wrong one. Did that just happen?
What?
Joint waitlist on the exclusive. Join waitlist on a deluxe exclusive. Lane, you're going to see breaking news. That's two, right? Exclusive waitlist, deluxe waitlist, collector edition, waitlist. I was going to say, was it going to happen? But it happened before those two damn happened. This had the low stock warning.
What's the situation? Is the Lush still pre-order? I mean, they're probably making more.
Yeah, but I tell you what, well, I just like they were making more of the R2, right? God, I wouldn't put too much faith into this.
Well,
the records is gone. It's gone.
Wow. So this makes a question for you guys: that are you guys still surprised that the Obi-Wan hasn't waitlisted from
No, I think
DX?
Well, let me ask you a question, Lane. What sold better? They both sold great. What sold better, this or the Obi-Wan?
This one. Well, that Obi-Wan is also, as people are pointing out, like the Clone Wars one, the facial sculpt is many times better, at least from the prototype. I think that's been the biggest holdback for the DX Obi-Wan is that the head sculpt just kind of looked like Ben Affleck or something more than
well, no, to answer your question, I think it will follow. I feel like the way the attack of the wave one, they all kind of went out. I feel like these Inquisitors and Darth Vader and Obi-Wan are all going to go out around the same time, then you're going to get those other couple of Inquisitors. I actually think we're not done with that series.
You think we still might get those?
I think we're going to get Dark Side Anakin. I
You
think
got to have some reason to put with those 501st clones, or it's I have one 501st clone actually pre-ordered, of the Obi-Wan versions of him. If you don't have an Obi-Wan, or not an Obi-Wan, but a Dark Side Anakin to go with it, like that figure is absolutely kind of in some ways, what's the point of buying it? I bought one because it's a clone trooper, and I just actually paid him off last week.
I just really think that they should have made that a 2-pack, or gave you
just have one and then have a Vader.
Yeah, yeah, because you could have had those. You could have had those two, and then that would have made more sense. But
OG fan, let's pause for a second. He says, "Must have all Boba Fett's.
Definitely.
Give me all the repaints. Let's play this for him as he sits at table 10."
I'm Boba Fett. I'm here to see the mayor. Boba Fett. Do you have an appointment?
What we really need, though, if we're talking about 2.0s and reissues, we needed less Paz Vizsla. Can we get a reissue of those? I'll take the 1.0 coming back as a 1.25 of those snowtroopers from Battlefront 2-pack, please. That's what I would like. If we're getting reissues and 2.0s, give me that again, please.
I know, right? I know that I'd be like,
that's like $1,500.
Super
like
fine with, baby. Wow. We need those. All right, so Lane, let me get your take on this. This is breaking news.
Yeah,
I watched these all day, so this must have just happened. There's only one version of this left now, the deluxe version, and I've been following this, as you know, at the market chart for about 4 weeks now. Now it's gone. It says join waitlist. What is your opinion on this? Do you really feel how comfortable are you that this? How long do you think the deluxe version will stay?
Oh, I always thought they were going to probably make a good number, but I approach it as also a statue collector, like Prime One. Their regular, like collectors, whatever regular editions, often have like a third of the total number made as the whatever the version that comes with like multiple head sculpts or whatever. So I always figured the deluxe version was probably going to have, twice as many figures of those overall are going to be made than the regular editions. I think that happens quite often with Hot Toys and just certain collectibles because people want more stuff with what they're buying, especially if it's higher end. Now, do I think this guy's going to last forever? No. This will probably be. I don't like to really put a time frame exactly on it because this is a Darth Vader at the end of the day, but maybe another month or so.
Yeah, I could see it being a month. Here's the thing that's funny. I could see it being a month, like you said, because that's good logic. I think that you could go that way. I could actually see it being a day. The thing is, we don't know.
Yeah.
That's the key here.
And we got to wait to see if this holds. We got to give it a couple days to see.
We do got to see if this one holds. Here's why I think it will hold, because it actually, remember that Cobb Vanth that came up? I didn't even see it. I think I was talking to Six Scale Mafia about it. And Anthony, it was like up for like, I don't know, like 5 minutes. And I didn't even know it was, and it went. This one, though, was up for about 4 weeks, guys. Yeah. Low stock warning for a while. And I think what maybe pushed this over the edge, possibly, was the Reva. And this right now here, the Grand Inquisitor. And I feel like that there may be a snowball effect. So good thoughts there, Lane.
Oh, hey, both Ahsokas are listed as almost gone.
No.
Yeah, both
like
Commando Ahsokas are.
No.
Regular
no way. No way.
I'm looking at the page right now.
The Ahsoka that was announced in May or April of 2021.
Yeah, the Mando Ahsoka. Yeah, they're both.
No. Jay, what do you think of that? That's insane. None of those are supposed to. That hasn't even come out. Let me go to that.
Sorry,
sure, Lane? Are you picking the?
I'm looking at the page right now.
You mean the Clone Wars one? No,
I'm talking about the
no
Mandalorian.
That's
Mandalorian, both of the X's are
oh,
listed as 285 and 315.
what? Wow, I wouldn't even see that coming from a both of them.
Yep.
All right, let me go to.
No,
I
guess people are
I just
after him
in
now
the back
because
chat. I just linked in the back chat so you can pull up the page set for the Hot Toys for all the ones that are almost gone.
Wow.
Second row.
Oh, whoa. That can't be accurate. It is accurate. Really? Wow. Breaking news. Jay, all right.
That'd go.
What do you think it is, Jay? I'm just going to ask you.
I mean,
this is strange. This is strange.
If it's not a glitch again, which is not
technical difficulty from
usually
Sideshow.
those
Never
glitches,
see that company.
I get a word out. Usually those glitches happen on the weekend. So I don't think this may be a real thing. This definitely may be a real thing. I think with it, I mean, these things, she's right around the corner. So yeah, I think people were just trying to jump in and put their bids in before it's gone. So, but that's strange. That is strange. I thought they would have had a lot of these.
This is really, really strange, Jay. Exactly, because I haven't even been talking about these. The ones that came out in 2021, when the chrome-plated Mandalorian, where is that, Jay and Lane? It's in stock. Hunter, where is it? It's in stock. Echo, where is it? It's in stock.
Yep.
Those Quill, where is it? It's in stock. The Blur gets in stock. OG Mando and the Blur gets in stock. All of those are getting in stock. The only ones that are not getting in stock are the ones that were released after, the pre-orders in the spring of 2022, which started with the DX28. We'll have to see if it starts with that or if it actually started with the May 4th.
It feels like a little weird that this might go bye-bye before the Bespin loot, doesn't it?
Well, but I mean, this was March or April. I think it was April of 2021.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be one of the bargain bin figures. This has to be a glitch, unless this is a new thing. Were they able to actually call? Were they able to actually make? And I mentioned this before the show, guys. Usually when you put in your POs, that's it.
Yeah.
And you got to honor that. But sometimes when you do business so much, you can go back and say, hey, is there anything you could do for us here? We really don't want that many of this. And I don't know, maybe could they have done? This is weird. I feel like that this won't.
Yeah, I mean, guys, you got to, like I said, we just literally noticed this, so it might have been in the last hour.
Could be a glitch.
Yeah. Especially because Sideshow's website sucks now in comparison to the old one.
Yeah,
I hate this layout. I hate this layout.
My site's better. 6 Scale Cantina.
I'll tell you what happened to me.
I'll
tell you what happened to me a couple weeks ago. Like I was looking at my pre-orders, and there I saw it. 20th anniversary Attack of the Clones, R2-D2 said expected to ship tomorrow. I called Sideshow. I was like, what is going on? Like, is this really happening? They were like,
yeah, you were like, you're like, wait, do I have to have $300 in my account tonight for this?
Right.
That I didn't know I needed. As Nate says on Geeking Out. Guys, I was supposed to have notice so that I could work OT for the HT, please. Like that's what I needed. But yeah, I mean, for all these to be happening at the same time, it makes me a little bit.
Well, how many, Lane? You said you sorted it out. Is it really that many?
No, I mean, because as it was pointed out, some have been on there. Like the tactical suit just went on there. We've had.
So you're putting in the okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but. Black Adam, both versions of him just popped up. I mean, he hasn't been available for that long, for pre-order actually either. Makes me wonder because if the movie tanked, or whatever, like maybe they cut the orders for him, or maybe Sideshow has, because of the economic situation, maybe they've worked with Hot Toys, like their deals have been redone a little bit. Maybe they're able to. Yeah, it's not going to be a literal thing, but I'm trying to think of maybe how to put it. Is like comics is has had on and off for years, where they had, the Marvel would sell a certain number of copies to an LCS, but they also would have returnable or something like that. It's not exactly the same thing, but I'm trying to give an idea of maybe there's been some things with for the economic situation for Sideshow, where even maybe they've been able to, I'm going to say, remaster their original pre-order listing for stuff.
Well,
so maybe maybe I don't know, maybe their situation is not super great, and Hot Toys needs Sideshow.
Well,
for the U.S. market. Maybe they've been willing to cut back the initial orders for this, even though it is an older one, or for more modern ones, even like the initial order they thought they were going to have from pre-orders, and maybe they're cutting back because DC's going a whole different direction. Well, they're not going to have that.
No, you bring up a good point there. That's the only thing I could think of if it wasn't a glitch. Now, I will say
glitch is probably more likely, but
but you know what? A lot of people in the chat, and I'm seeing it, are thinking that this is not a glitch. I guess because the Casca's not showing this, the Fennec's not showing this.
Yeah.
Some of the other ones from 2021 aren't showing this, so it makes it be a little odd that she singled out. The other thing that makes it odd, when you look at Darth Vader that I just had up, which is other breaking news, and Jay, I'll go to you with this one. It's been for a month where the collector's edition is a low stock warning, and now it's waitlist. But it's not the deluxe edition yet. But with this one, it's not just showing one pager, Jay. It's showing both. It's making me feel like it's maybe a little more real. It's actually they picked both, the deluxe and non-deluxe. So maybe Lane's onto something.
Yeah.
Maybe they were able to work. It's not like, let's face it, like Boba Fett, like the Mando. This is not the last time we're gonna see this head sculpt. Hopefully it's better. It could be even better.
Well, they've already shown that in her show. Like if you were looking, like Aries, you were saying, where if you had already pre-ordered this one or you were planning to get it, but what would be different from trying to, buy or wait for her own show to come out is like, the Montails and stuff on her head are supposed to be longer, and they've redone the headdress that Rosario is wearing. So it looks a little, because that's one thing people complain about was her, Montails or Montrails in Rebels were much longer, but they basically said, well, it didn't make sense. Why are they short? So it looks like her, from Clone Wars when she was younger. Well, they said it was too long. Originally, she couldn't move her head at all, basically. So we had to make it shorter, just for movement's sake. But they're Likus are going to be longer. So in Ahsoka, so it's going to be a little bit different look.
Yeah, and that's a great point. Let's go to some of these chats, guys, as we talk about this breaking news, which is awesome that it's happened here. Pennyaswin says this Ahsoka was delayed. I guess she's due now, so they have their finalized numbers. It's probably pretty genuine, but unlike the shiny clone trooper, no one will army build her, and there will be no more. And let's go to some of the other comments in here. That's pretty good. Brandon says we might be getting Ahsoka in season 3, so maybe they are trying to close out sales. Wow. It's interesting some of the thoughts in here. And 12-inch Moostream says she is listed under Last Chance, and that's both versions. But then you have some other opinions like this too. Fig Life, I think Sideshow is faking it with these. Almost sold out and low stock notices to create the FOMO. There's no way that many people are buying Reva. Truly the wackiest character in Star Wars ever. So here's the thing with that though. I was putting stuff up, Lane, yesterday, and in my market chart show. And if you guys didn't get to watch the market chart show, watch this week's. I saw
watching it this afternoon. Very good and informative.
You're getting 2-pack Boba Fett selling for 50% less. I saw a $605 or $15 quarter scale Mandalorian with Grogu for $300 something dollars with like 25 shipping. I'm seeing like
Yeah.
troopers that supposedly we all troop build, $122.50, brand new, an artillery trooper.
You had on there you had on from eBay sale for putting other things the Boba Fett with throne.
And that one, and I just
like
bought that.
$290 at this sometime.
I know,
like that
I know. It was it's
which
so
is
they're not
about what I sold mine for.
So maybe you're right. I mean, Jay, could you see this? What Lade was saying? Do you think that they, because of that real data? I'm just not used to where they could really change the POs.
I was just trying to create something to compare it to. Maybe that's.
But you're right. It has happened. It's happened in manufacturing and distribution. Late. That's why I'm not. I thinking you may be onto something there. But
with the fact of it being two SKUs getting low stock like that, I don't think we've ever seen that. Especially on one of these releases, a 2021, 2022 release, where we thought that this would be, these releases were going to be plentiful. But
we're still seeing the Wonder Woman, like that one's finally coming out. And remember that the quote special edition was still available. The regular one was, and people thought maybe that was good. That old one probably had super low pre-orders, was going to be bye-bye. But it probably looks like both of those are eventually going to come in stock, at least for a little while anyway.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, what?
Yeah.
And then Axe asks Aries, is it possible that people can't afford Hot Toys anymore? That it's too much for a lot of people? That's what I was just asking Lane and Jay, because I put up yesterday at our brand new artillery trooper shipping box, $122. I put up, we're talking about Lane brought up Boba Fett and the Throne. I put up the 2-pack Boba Fett. I put up, Black Series Rex selling almost identical to Hot Toys Rex. It's, you got some.
Or that Emperor Palpatine,
that
rare one that was like outsetting Grogu.
I used to have that one
or whatever.
So maybe they were like, hey, maybe they were able to. I mean, part of me really feels that this will just go back, and maybe they're correcting their system. But I haven't seen Lane where this low stock remaining on any 2021 pre-order has happened.
Yeah.
We still find it surprising sometimes when it happened when it still comes on 2022 sometimes, with certain ones. This is
well,
I'm almost sorry I brought this one up a little bit here, because it's just
it's news. It's good for collectors.
Ahsoka is very popular. So I mean, do we want to contribute that to her popularity? I mean,
maybe.
she at one point she was one of the third most popular Star Wars characters. So even the first one, when the Toon version Ahsoka was released, I mean, everything shut shit. I think Sideshow crashed for a little bit that day. So with this actually coming out, and I would say this is pretty much around the corner. I wouldn't be surprised this drops sometime next week, to be honest with you. Hope, wishful thinking.
This is going to be one of the spring figures. Like, there's no doubt it's going to. Oh, Valkyrie just waitlisted.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Wow.
Now, was Valkyrie? She was on pre-order, right? Or was that actually?
Yeah, and she has not been that. I don't think she's been that long. Actually, Valkyrie. I don't think she was on pre-order that long.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to bet the numbers for her were probably like really, really lagging behind or something. So the Hot Toys might have said, "Well, that's it." But I think this Ahsoka just feels very strange.
It feels very strange.
Why we're spending so much time on it in comparison to what everything else we've even seen with the waitlist and stuff like that happening during pre-order phase.
And I'm getting this from Ray at Hawk Wars Toys. That's where I've got.
You better call Ray up just to make sure. Ray, you have
you're watching. Oh my pre-order, baby.
Right? We're all set.
Oh my God, yeah. Because I mean, this is an amazing. This is as important to me, Lane and Jay, as getting Boba and the throne from the Mandalorian season 2. This is just as important to me as getting those. It's Ahsoka. She showed up in season 2, and I mean, wow. I mean, I actually feel, Jay. Let me go to you with this. I bought Boba and the throne. I've been bringing it up. I was kind of bummed out that I just bought this figure, but I see it selling for $120 less, $130 less right now. Got Bo-Katan's going for less. Got all these figures going for. I know in time that all of them have the potential to be grails, but I'm kind of a little bit excited about this because I'd love to be able to buy Ahsoka and know, hey, she may be worth something right off the bat. Right. I mean, is that wrong to be able to feel like, hey, you're getting something that has collectability right now?
That I think that's what made Arena Boba Fett's so appealing last year. It was a little bit about that. It was that excitement of getting something that was rare and highly sought after. So, like you were saying about with Boba Fett on the Throne is a phenomenal set. That set kicks ass. It really looks good. I think the 2-pack looks good too. But yeah, you can get them for like almost, like 50%, some places 50% off, $150 off the sets. I mean, yeah, that's kind of disheartening at times. But yeah, I would love if this came out and to know I have it pre-ordered and that it's locked in and it becomes rare. That makes it just a little bit sweeter. It does.
Yeah, and I'm look here, guys. It does make it sweeter. Go ahead, Lane.
Well, I mean, looking on here, look at, so you've got that. So whatever the anomaly or whatever's going on with Ahsoka, but you're not seeing that, like you said, for Casca.
Nope.
Or
the Purge Trooper.
Yeah, or if you pan up a little bit, Aries, I was going to point out from similar time, you went past it, the Jesse. I would have expected something like Jesse to be seeing that if we were going to see something like that.
But that was still Lane from 2021.
But no, I was saying if we would see one from 2021 or something like that,
you think
I
Jesse?
would expect maybe Jesse, who's like, C-list character for Star Wars at best, kind of even among Clone Wars line, he's probably a C-list character, or something. Maybe at best a B, for even clones, like just clones in general. And if we were seeing that for him over Ahsoka, I would expect it, I would have gone, wow, what's going on here? But not be as maybe kind of confused where it's like this one, this is one we said we thought at least we would see, and we still may, that it would be in stock, like at least for a little while.
Well, now, I mean, and here it is, $285 one almost gone. Can you even imagine? Because I wasn't even like thinking that this would happen with any of these. If they were able to do it with this and she was delayed, is it possible that they're going to do it with this?
Mando. Well,
no,
Mando,
him, Luke. Yeah, the Mando Luke. Yes.
Well, yeah. Well, one thing I want. Well, I'm willing to bet this version is not as popular as that Luke, because that's Luke's one of the maybe one of the top 5 greatest Luke moments in Star Wars. But one thing I thought, I was always surprised because Mando Luke, he's been on the $20 coupon you get. That's kind of, I think, sometimes the harbinger of waitlist now. We start seeing figures pop up on that. But he's been on that $20 coupon, both Mando Lukes, for forever, like 6 months.
But do you guys think there's like some figures that are like their top tier characters that they just want to have in stock? So they're going to have a lot of them. Like, I think they're going to have a lot of Darth Vaders. I think they're going to have a lot of Lukes. Especially this perfect moment, Mandalorian Luke right here. I think we're going to have a lot of those. What do you guys think about that?
So here's my problem with that. I thought the same thing, Jay. That's why I got Boba in the throne. And then I'm seeing this though. I don't.
Yeah, that's a little bit different though than Luke. I mean, as much as I like Boba Fett, Luke is different than Boba Fett.
It's Boba Fett though.
There's a difference there a little bit. Yes, I would agree with you. Original trilogy Boba Fett, but this is Book of Boba Fett. Better way to put it, Mandoverse Boba Fett. So it's a little bit different.
I agree.
And I think how you look at the character that or my friend called him Disney Boba Fett just to be deriding, but I said no, this is Mandoverse Boba Fett.
Yeah,
Because I was like,
agree.
remember, Tamura Morrison is supposed to be that character. He's a clone. Whatever we think about them doing that as part of Boba Fett's origin and stuff, that's a whole different matter. But you still blame George Lucas for that. So that was pretty cool. Here's an exclusive.
Ooh, oh, that's a bid though. I don't feel too bad, but 150.
Yeah, but
Notice ended.
It ended with 150. Oh wow.
Brand
Well,
new.
I mean,
But see, that's the thing. I mean,
It's crazy.
You want to know what it is? It's a lot. It's a lot. We have a lot, and it's a lot coming. And now people are running for the hills. They're trying to pay for all these vehicles. They're trying to pay for all this new stuff that's coming. I mean, we just got dropped like what? How many? Like almost what? 15, 20 figures in the last couple of months. So
yeah,
we're seeing a lot of people getting dumped on, and it's like, okay, I gotta.
And we haven't
gotta
had
get
some
the
of them
money
come
real
yet.
quick. And everybody
We
is
haven't-
selling everything, and they're competing right now, and they're taking losses. And that's
we haven't had some come that have been released. Remember the Captain Falcon? We're still waiting for the US release. Some people just started getting the DeLorean, Wonder Woman, the Captain Falcon's coming. People haven't gotten their notices for that yet, so that's a $375 figure.
Yep.
People are just starting to get the EX Batman. That's a $375 figure. I mean, it's crazy.
but this is sad. Look, this is maybe troop build, right? Brand new.
Damn.
$122, Jay. $13.50 in shipping.
Sad part is that's about what I sold mine for.
What hurts me is the fact.
Look at this. This is for more.
Geez.
With 21 hours left, Jay. I just had to show you this.
Wow.
Or Black Series figure.
Wow. That's kind of
that's kind of sad. Yes.
That's sad. What are we doing? Like, what's going on? Like,
so maybe the Ahsoka's for real, Jay, is my point.
Yeah.
Maybe they need to cut that. Maybe they made a deal like Lane said.
Sideshow has to do it for solvency because they're still too busy producing 2,500 statues of their premium formats. I thought they were cutting their numbers down, and then I saw like a few of their more recent announcements got ESs of like the female Frankie statue they put out got an ES of like 2,000, and I was like, "Why are you making 2,000 of those? That doesn't make sense.
But
maybe make less.
Too much."
But Jay, what do you exactly, Lay? But Jay, what does this make you feel like?
I mean, it like what we were saying earlier is just like. What is Hot Toys becoming? What are we doing here? Is this a high-end collectible or is this a high-end Hasbro? And me personally, I collect these because I love the property. I love having the representation in my collection of these characters on these wonderful actors that portray these wonderful characters and at the highest detail. But at the end of the day, when you see, I'm sorry, I do think people it's not. I know a lot. Like my brother doesn't sell anything. He doesn't sell none of his stuff. That's just how it is. He doesn't like to sell anything. But when you have a collection, you do want it to be worth at least what you bought it for, right? And seeing this kind of like, what are we doing here? I just think it's too much. And part of me, as much as I love Disney and I love what overall, I love what Disney is doing with Star Wars. Maybe it's just too much. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the bubble bursting we're seeing here. Or maybe it's like what we're saying. People are trying to catch up with all this coming out. They know that this 20th anniversary Clone Wars line is around the corner. They know that
Return of the Jedi.
the 40th anniversary,
that's the big one probably.
You're right. That's the big one. That's what everybody like. Even I thought myself, I was in my comic book store today and I was looking at Quill and the Blurg, and I was like, man, I really want this set. I really want to buy it. And then I thought, what if they come up with what about Luke on a Tauntaun? That's more. I think I want to wait for that.
Dewback, man. How about Dewback?
Give me a Dewback, please.
Yeah, Dewback with a sand trooper for whatever. It's like actually the lost frame of Return of the Jedi that didn't make it into a film movie. Someone like took the Dewback scene from A New Hope and as a joke stuck it into the back frame of Return of the Jedi. So there's an excuse dewback being made. Return of the Jedi dewback, since they already put out like the Scout Trooper bike and everything already.
And here's the thing, gentlemen. Bringing this all up, when you look at that artillery trooper, and that I showed you a Black Series Emperor selling for more with a whole day left.
So that might go like 150 or something like that.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. So I hope this is for real. I hope what we're seeing here on the screen is for real, to bring that collectability back into Hot Toys where it needs to go. There is just so damn many of it. These are too pricey for us to have that many. So I hope this is for real, because now then you're like that Emperor Jay is not going to go for more than the arena suit fet. It's not going to go for more than the crow-plated Crow Trooper, because they made a little bit of that crow-plated Crow Trooper, and now that figure's going for $30-$40 over retail. Now we're talking. That figure's going to $300, $310, $320. That's where Hot Toys should be. Low supply, high demand. High supply, guys. If there's something to be said about hard to get. If it's so easy to get, and especially if there's no money right now, I think that there's something to what we're seeing here. So I hope that this is for real. Otherwise, if it's not, Jay, it may sell for $122.50, like we're seeing the other troopers.
Yeah,
there's just no money right now for that,
especially in troopers.
Yeah,
like in troopers right now, it's it's if you're a trooper collector trying to sell any extra troopers to make extra funds, or you're having to sell part of your build, this is I know all figures are suffering to a certain extent, but troopers, like Mando troopers, especially, even the remnant troopers sometimes have been, gone down quite a bit from where they were at, even a year and a half ago. Like, this is the pits, man. Like, you're having to sell two of them to maybe try and get as much as one of them almost costs retail, or maybe $20 more.
What I suggest to people right now that are collecting, don't sell any. If you can't help it, don't sell anything. Don't sell anything, because what sells for $125 today may be a Grail 5 years from now. So
amen, baby.
So I say, if you can, try to keep your collection. And I'm saying, and I got a couple of figures for sale right now, but I'm selling those for reasons for space.
Right.
Yeah,
and changing direction of my collection. But outside of that, if you can't sell it to a friend, and don't get lowballed. That's my thing. Do not accept these lowball, because I've seen it. I've seen it a lot in this community where people will sell stuff to people that they think are, oh, this is a cool guy, I'll buy it from it, and then they'll sell it for like next to nothing, and then that guy will take it and flip it, And hey, it's capitalism, right? I get it, but my whole thing of it is, don't sell yourself cheap, because if you're selling one figure you're selling a figure for $120, or you're selling a bunch of figures and you're buying a bunch of figures and you're selling those figures for way lower than what you paid for, you're just taking losses all around. So don't do that. Try to keep your stuff and spend your money wisely. You don't have to get everything, but get the things that mean a lot to you. And I'm saying this to everybody, but also saying it for myself as well, because I fall into that. But you just don't want to be in a situation where you have to sell your stuff and you're just taking a loss, because it just makes it not fun when you have to do that. It doesn't. Yeah. Try to keep all your stuff as much as you can.
And you know what, Jay, I'm gonna echo off that, because you were just preaching there exactly something similar to what I was trying to say yesterday on the market show that I put out yesterday, meaning that it is 100% a buyer's market right now, not a seller's market. And it is a great time to be able to pick up, if you could get a hot toy like that artillery trooper for $122, and some of these bargain bin prices right now, and you really love the figure and you have the money for these figures, buy them. Don't sell them if you want them, like you're saying, but buy them. Because I feel like it's an unprecedented, once in a lifetime with Hot Toys opportunity where you can pick these up if you've got the money, if you really want them. Because I think you're right, Jay. I think that a lot of them, you don't think Boba Fett and the Throne's going to be a Grail in 3-4 years, or the 2-pack or some of these. I really think that they're going to be.
All they gotta say is out of print tomorrow, and then everybody's like, "Oh my god, I gotta get one."
Well, how many collectors are going to swim into this? Sorry, Lane, are going to swim into this when the economy heals.
Mhm.
And if Favreau and Filoni at Disney Plus, you're going to have tens of thousands more people interested in Hot Toys. Those will be long gone. It'll be the same damn story as what happened when the Emperor was sitting in stock, no one wanted it. And when Darkside Anakin was sitting in stock, no one wanting it. Right. Not because of the economy, but because of what happened with the sequels. And it's kind of the same thing here. It'll turn around.
Yep.
He just said sequels. My brain. I was rolling along here, and then like Star Wars aneurysm hit my head for a second. Thanks.
No, I didn't say sequels. I said prequels.
You underestimate my power.
You said the sequels. Because that was the dark time still. That's like Last Jedi. See, the worst.
Right, so no, you said Last Jedi. If you say Last Jedi, this happens. Why'd you wake up and
Destiny. Yeah, the worst thing to happen to Darkside Anakin was that he came out of 2017, 2018. That was like the worst timing in the history of any figure like that. Because you could have been the Michelangelo Picasso of Hot Toys figures. But if you were associated with that thing at that time frame in between, movie releases, you were toast, man. True. But it's looking at the one funny thing is I was looking at the Almost Gone page. The one Hot Toys figure we can't get off of there that everybody wants to go waitlist and go away is that stupid Neon Tech Iron Man with
Isn't that 50% off still?
Yeah, it's almost gone. It's actually on the
really?
But it's $640.
Go hop on that today.
I had someone ask me, should I buy that? Because he was a newer guy at the Hot Toys. I said, do you want a gantry? I said, yes. Do you have plenty of space for stuff? Because he's a statue collector a lot, somewhat too. I told him, take a look to see if you can fit. If you're going to buy an Iron Man with a gantry, you buy the Mark IV quarter scale with that gantry.
There you go.
It's $1,000. I said, so that's a big for a Hot Toy jump. I'm like, you can buy $1,000 statue for that much, probably same thing, and it might be overall better for you for what normally you buy because he only buys a few Hot Toys a year. But I said, if you're going to need something like that with some posing, I know it's $400 more, but for the size and not be looking like junk. I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend anybody who likes the Neon Techs. I do not like them.
I am so offended. I love the Neon Tech. I love looking at it.
I love Tron, man. If that was a Tron figure or something of Sam Flynn,
Tron,
like from Tron Legacy, if that was like Sam Flynn versus or like what's his name, Clue, giving us Jeff Bridges, really fake looking Jeff Bridges face on that with discs or something, sign me up. I would buy that for $640 on that figure. Well, but not Neon Tech Iron.
I am loving Lane's hate for the Neon Tech because everybody knows that is my kryptonite.
Yeah, but so anyway, sorry. I just that's like the one figure we like to go away just so that we don't have to see it on any of the things anymore. And then it'll come back and then devours all the light of Hot Toys that exists within the galaxy.
Well, here's the thing, guys. Here's the breaking news. The collector's edition of the Darth Vader that we've all been tracking, and I've certainly been mentioning on my shows the last month. It has hit waitlist. So now you have the exclusive that at the time are on waitlist. The deluxe version has hit waitlist. The collector edition has hit waitlist. And you have to wonder how long until the deluxe edition, like Lane was saying earlier in the show, I think it's reasonable a month, but I wouldn't bank on it.
Can I put on tinfoil headset here for a second?
Yeah.
Just one thing. I just have one conspiracy theory thing. Guys, this is conspiracy talk, okay? But we're seeing this about to go bye-bye. Now, admittedly, it's for the Obi-Wan show. It's not necessarily everybody's favorite incarnation of Darth Vader or whatever have you. But my tinfoil headset is, could this about they're trying to get this on wait lists and kind of, start getting this out of the consciousness of most people thinking about pre-ordering or trying to get this out of people's minds, because there's a certain Return of the Jedi, which Sebastian Shaw, 6 scale for the first time ever, Darth Vader we might have come in, in like a month or 6 or 8 weeks or whatever, in a couple months. It could have that could be the center. That could be the first for wave 1. That could be, I think they'll do, if they do multiple waves like they did Attack of the Clones, I think he'll be the centerpiece of wave 2.
Well,
but and he could be.
And not only that, to add another tinfoil hat, baby, or a wizard hat, this has been your 6-7 month window. Yeah. So it's now the time. And, you have to wonder also, Lane, about the DX27 Obi-Wan, as I brought up earlier. But, I think it could follow suit. And so that's the breaking news here. The other breaking news, and probably I think even more or less expected, I think a lot of us were waiting for this to happen. The Ahsoka.
That's the crazy
one. Ahsoka Tano is the crazy one. I don't even know what to say about that. That's just
crazy,
insane. Literally. But I think we're out of time, guys. What an absolute fun show. Make sure you all go ahead and smash that like button. Smash it, baby. Smash it. And Ahsoka, go ahead, baby.
No, well, what we're going to have to do for going out here. So this is the thing, because this is the last time we're going to be around each other before the premiere of Mando. So I'm putting Brother Cousins, although I know he might have another show. So I'm making him maybe have to do it early or something like that. So, Brother Cousins. You can take the Fifth Amendment if you want, though, like not to incriminate yourself if you might do this. But we have to make our decision. Do we see either Wednesday or Friday? Will we see N1 Starfighter announcement? So
dude, I thought we was going to get it last. I thought we were going to get it last night. I really thought we were going to get it.
This is yes or no. Now, obviously, this is just either wishful thinking or whatever on our parts. But that's how we'll finish off here. Like, is going out. Yes or no? Do we think this week? So it doesn't have to be Wednesday the premiere, but this week we'll say N1 Starfighter.
This week, and I say
no.
Yeah, I gotta agree with the man.
I agree no as well.
I agree no.
Okay,
but I do think it's coming. But I think they're gonna wait. I don't think they're gonna wait for the end. I actually think sometime in the mid-season is when they're gonna do that.
What I want to see for how big this thing is. This is, and I know we got to get going here. We got like kind of a countdown here. What I want to see if they actually do this, I'm of the mindset, and I'm more on the mindset. I don't think they're going to do it. I think it's too big. I think this for them is too big. But if they did do it, if they did this, for me, I think this should be their first announced for vehicle or one of their first ever just figures of anything where there's a numbering to it. Like we're making 200 of these or 150 of them or 100 of them or whatever, like statues or infinity busts or whatever. Really big pieces. This is the first time they do that. And they're going to say, here's a pre-order. This is when it's come available. When we talked about collectibles, this would make it the collectible for Hot Toys. We're going to make X amount. It's going to be available, on this day at this time. Like it's going to go up on Sideshow and you can order it or Hot Toys directly or whatever. It's going to be numbered. You're going to get a box that has a number on it. Well, maybe a little on the plaque or something.
You may be right, baby. Guys, this was a tremendous amount of fun. And we went way over time, but what a fun
show. You can blame Ahsoka and Sideshow.
Ahsoka is the news. Both versions of Ahsoka from the Mando have a low stock warding. Vader now, waitlist. You only can get the deluxe version. Grand Inquisitor almost sold out. Reva, we're going to keep an eye on all of this. Make sure you subscribe to my man Jay. brother cousin's toy reviews, is it possible that I have the link to his channel within the video description below? And we say yes.
Yes.
We do. Make sure you subscribe to Brother Cousin's Toy Reviews. Good morning, Grails. You got one coming tomorrow morning?
We got one coming tomorrow morning. Oh my God, we were supposed to do this like a couple weeks ago, but yes, we're finally doing it tomorrow. We're going to be unboxing Jyn Erso.
It's
a great one.
Is it the regular or the deluxe?
It's the deluxe.
Excellent. Also, guys, if you have not checked it out, Mr. Air, I'm pointing in the wrong direction here. Thanks, make sure you go check out the latest video, which is the market chart show that comes out every Sunday. Also, don't forget, Aries will more than likely have later this week his drunken video where he might be talking about everything on the Joao Juice, talking about as
John got coffee, baby.
Yeah, the coffee baby. He's going to be, very wide-eyed at all the items that have waitlisted later, maybe this week. He's going to be talking about that. And
I may have to talk about that instead of like Jabba the Hutt, which I was going to put on the batter.
But
Darth Nihilus.
Yeah, but we've got also, Mando Season 3 coming here. So next Monday and coming forward, Hot Toys talk, probably some Star Wars talk. Also become Cantina Insider. Aries always will point out the wonderful market chart page and everything else that's involved with that. As a member, I have been for a while. It's always fun. And there's a breakdown of stuff you should be checking out. And if you haven't subscribed, know what button to hit.
You're the man, Lane. Thank you so much. Appreciate all of that. And listen, while you're, you guys don't want to go, but it's been so much fun being in there. Smash that like button. Do appreciate it. Thank you all so much. And we will go ahead and end this getting ready for Season 3 Wednesday.
And Howie, we need Hot Toys. We need Stormtrooper variant dancing Aries Cantina Stormtrooper. Ultimate posable Stormtrooper. That's what we need.
Stay thirsty, baby.
All right. But this is the last time.
Pretty